Very good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the current affairs classes, and a very happy new year to all of you. Wishing you a life full of prosperity, success, and bliss, as well as good health. I wish you all very successful year. You get what you want, for which you are working so hard, right? So just keep putting your best efforts, and you will shine one day. Okay, so with this note and all the warm wishes for all of you, I wish you a very happy new year once again. Let's begin with the current affairs classes. So now onwards, from today onwards, current affairs classes will be happening at 9:30 a.m. sharp. Okay, so I hope you all are doing well as well. So let's begin with the class. Today we are going to cover 27th and 28th December CA. Okay, in the first section, ESI news, ESI Finance and Business News. We have some data regarding household consumption expenditure. Okay, so household consumption expenditure 23-24 is out, released by Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. So remember, who has published the household consumption expenditure? MOSPI. Okay, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Now, what is this consumption expenditure? Consumption expenditure is basically the expenditure which we incur on the consumption items or for the consumption purposes, which is to say whatever you spend to consume, not to invest, right? Household consumption basically means the consumption demand coming from the non-government and non-corporate sector. Okay, the individuals and the household. So household consumption expenditure survey 23-24 has been released. The monthly per capita expenditure according to it has increased. Okay, increased by 9% in the rural areas and around 8% in the urban areas in 23-24. Now this is very starking. Remember, rural demand is rising. This shows what? So remember, rural expenditure is more, rise in rural expenditure is more than rise in the urban expenditure, right? So the monthly per capita expenditure for rural areas is higher as compared to the urban areas. The rural areas, it has increased by 9% and the urban areas 8%. Okay, so remember this thing, this is a diverging trend. Generally, rural demand was less as compared to the urban areas. Remember these figures, okay? And if you see the average monthly per capita expenditure, what is per capita expenditure? Per capita means per person. How much per person is spending on the consumption items, right? So average MPC in rural India has been estimated to be 4,122 rupees monthly, and for the urban areas it is 6,996 rupees monthly average, right? Rural consumption is growing faster than the urban consumption. This is the new trend, so please remember this. And one more important thing, remember, rising consumption is very important for the economic growth. Why? You all know, if you have been following my classes, that consumption or the demand is the driver of economic growth, right? When you are consuming, that means you are spending, and when you are spending, that means you are demanding, and when there is demand in the economy, then only those goods and services will be priced higher, and when the prices are higher, it will give incentive to the producers to produce more. When production will be more, new employment opportunities will be generated. And when you get new employment opportunities, new income sources will be created, more income, more demand will be there. So this virtuous cycle of growth will continue. That's why this is important, right? Demand is very important. This was the news. I hope it is clear. Next thing which we have is Finance Ministry's economic review. Finance Ministry's economic review for November 2024 has or says that the center expects Indian economy to grow at 6.5% in the financial year 2025. Okay, so center is expecting 6.5% of the growth. Now the reason cited for the slowdown, why this much lesser expectation of GDP growth is there, reason cited is, remember, they have said that RBI's monetary policy stance is one of the reasons for the slowdown in the first half of financial year 2025. So the economic review has documented this, that RBI's stance on the monetary policy has been one of the reasons. Why? Just think about it. See, In the last previous two MPC decisions, if you know, and recent MPC decisions, the repo rate has been kept higher, 6.5%. In the last one, it remained at 6.5. In the recent decision, also remained at 6.5, right? So it has been kept higher. Now, what happens is when the repo rate is higher, all the other interest rates in the market, in the money market, etc., they are higher, and the rate at which we borrow from the banking system is also higher. And when the interest rate is higher, you know what happens? It is more cost of borrowing for the consumer. Loans become expensive, so you tend to borrow less, right? And it injects less of money in the market, or to say, it basically soaks out money from the market, right? So higher repo rate can be one of the reasons. That's how it can be one of the reasons. Also, when there are lesser loan activities, investments, they get affected, and investment is very, very necessary. If you're not investing, economy would not grow, right? So this can be one of the reasons. That's why repo rate is although higher to contain the inflation, but it should not go beyond certain levels, right? So this is the thing, remember. And remember this figure 6.5, that the economic review of finance ministry says 6.5% of growth is projected for financial year 2025. This figure can also be important because directly coming from the ministry's data. Then moving on to regulatory bodies news. In regulatory bodies news, there is RBI data. Yes, we will be covering the financial stability report, trend and progress reports. All the reports will be covered. You need not worry about that, okay? We are working upon that, and it will be covered comprehensively, rest assured. So RBI data has been released, and India's current account deficit has moderated marginally. Data shows that the CAD, current account deficit, has moderated, okay, marginally, not substantially, a bit, to $11.2 billion or 1.2% of GDP. Now, what is current account deficit? You know that in the BOP, the balance of payment, which is a statement of transaction of a country with rest of the world, how much you have received, how much you have sent in any form, right? BOP has two broader categories, the current account and the capital account. Current account basically records all your transactions related to trade account, right? Or export import, plus any unilateral payments, remittances, transfers, which are not factor income, which means which you have not earned, but these are kind of transfer payments. You have just received the payment, like remittances. These are in the current account. So trade is in the current account. Capital account mein your investments like FDI, FPI, FII, government's borrowings, external commercial borrowings, anything which changes the ownership of any asset is placed in the capital account. So current account deficit means you have trade deficit. Exports are less than the imports, but it is on a moderating trend. Okay, so current account deficit is on a moderating trend that shows rising competitiveness of Indian exports. So remember this, current account deficit has moderated marginally to $11.2 billion US dollars. If you see merchandise trade deficit, it has increased. Remember, India mein services sector mein we have trade surplus, but in merchandise, that means in the goods segment, goods mein we have a deficit, right? And it has increased further. Net services receipts have increased. Receipts, that means we have received the receipts from the services. Okay, so services mein we don't have a deficit. This was the thing. I hope you have understood all these concepts. Moving next. Next, very important news coming from RBI. RBI has allowed interoperability of the prepaid payment instruments, PPIs, for the unified payment interface transactions. PPIs ki interoperability RBI has approved for all the UPI based transactions. Now, what is the thing? If you look at the current status, currently, what is the status? Is that, say, for example, let's take an example, you'll understand like this. You have Google Pay and someone has Phone Pay, right? You can do UPI transactions. So if you're sending money from Google Pay to a Phone Pay account, that is going to go in the bank account if it is not being sent from the wallet, right? Are you getting my point? Yes or no? But earlier, wallet to wallet transaction was not allowed if the PPI is not same. Like if you have Google Pay, the other person has to have Google Pay if you want to transact via the money stored or saved in the wallet. So now this interoperability means if I have money stored in the wallet and you have Phone Pay, I have Google Pay, even then it can do the transaction. So this is the interoperability which now has been allowed by RBI. I hope you have understood, everyone, right? So current status is UPI payments are interoperable, but you have to have such same PPI, okay? What are the revised instructions? Revised instructions are, now they allow full KYC PPI users, okay, those who have completed the KYC, to link their prepaid payment instruments. What are these prepaid payment instruments? Like your wallets which you have, Phone Pay wallet, Google Pay wallet, right, where you store the fund before paying, like digital wallets, to UPI for making payments. So now you don't require same PPI change, like you have Phone Pay, someone has Google Pay, still wallet payment can happen. Earlier wallet pay was not possible, direct account mein you could transfer. So this is the revised guideline. I hope it is clear. And these are the prepaid payment instruments which allow you to store funds or cards on a digital wallet, right? This was about regulatory news. Now moving on to the banking news segment. In banking news, you have ICICI Prudential Life Insurance introduced ICICI ProWish. So ICICI Prudential Life Insurance has introduced a new health cover for women, ICICI ProWish. This is particularly designed for the women customers, okay, which is a health product catering to women's specific critical illness and surgeries. Any specific health issue or biological issues, complications associated with a female, it wants to cater to those requirements, right? Remember this. And it has been developed by the company in collaboration with Reinsurance Group of America. So this has been a collab between the ICICI Prudential Life Insurance and the Reinsurance Group of America. I hope it is clear. And under this, you see, there is an instant payout of up to 100% of the health cover. Whatever health cover you have opted for, when you need it, 100% payout will be ensured. So this is good initiative. Then next, SEBI has withdrawn the recognition granted to the Indian Commodity Exchange, ICX Limited, right? So earlier we have covered this news as well, that the Indian Commodity Exchange will now not be operating as a commodity exchange. Although it can operate as a corporation, but will not be able to operate as a commodity exchange. So this is the thing, and SEBI has now withdrawn the recognition of this Indian Commodity Exchange, making a formal exit from the commodities market. Okay, lot of issues were there, compliance issues were there with this, so that's why this decision is there. Remember. Now moving on to national and state news. In national news, we have two universities from United Kingdom, UK, Queen's University, Belfast and Coventry University. These two universities have filed application to set up their international campuses at the Gift City, Gujarat. You see, Gift City, Gujarat is attracting a lot of campuses, be it financial institutes, be it alternative investment funds, anything out there. So it is going to help India boost its economy a lot. Also the education arena. So these two universities, remember the name, Queen's University and the Coventry University. And here you have a very important static fact, that which is the first foreign university in India to open its international campus in the Gift City, Gujarat. So that the answer would be Deccan University. Okay, Deccan University. Remember, the Deccan University in January 2024 became the first foreign university to establish its international campus in the Gift City. Now with this, you have certain norms for foreign university. You have to remember them. Remember these norms. Since this is in news, so what are the guidelines? What are the regulations which are imposed on these foreign universities being set up in these Gift City and other campuses? So first guideline, foreign universities, they are granted Gift IFSC registration for a period of 5 years. Remember, this registration for the Gift IFSC, they will be granted for a period of 5 years. 5 years. Remember, how many? 5 years. Second, and this can be renewed for additional period of 5 years. If you want to renew it, again the additional period would be 5 years. So initial registration 5 years, additional review extension of the period would be 5 years. Okay, and you have, if you have a secured position, or you have a position within top 500 in the global rankings in the latest QS World Universities ranking, then only you can apply to set up a campus in the gift city. So not all the foreign universities are allowed to set up their campus in the gift city. If you have been there in the top 500 of the universities in the QS World ranking, only then you are allowed to do so. Also, institutions which are reputed in their home jurisdiction, they are also eligible to be set up their campus. So these are certain formal guidelines. I hope you will be remembering this. Next is Adani Ports. Adani Ports Mundra has welcomed CMA CGM Fort Diamond. This is first ever LNG powered container vessel. What is this? Remember, CMA CGM Fort Diamond. This is first ever LNG powered container vessel. It has docked at the container terminal CT4. Very happy new year everyone, very happy new year. I wish you all the success for which you are working so hard. Okay, may God bless you all. So this is the Adani Ports news. Just remember this name, CMA CGM Fort Diamond. Okay, first LNG powered container vessel which has arrived. This much only is relevant here, nothing else. Moving on to the state news category. In state news, we have e-Mandi scheme. E-Mandi scheme. The news is that the e-Mandi scheme is being expanded to 41 additional B-class mandis of Madhya Pradesh from 1st January. That is from today onwards, right? So what is this e-Mandi initiative? E-Mandi initiative, you see, as the name only is suggesting, this is an initiative by the government to empower the farmers to sell their produce digitally or online. So this is to provide easy market access, reduced transportation logistics cost to the farmers. This is the basic idea of e-Mandi, creating e-Mandi, making it accessible to the farmers. Now, what is this B-class mandi? See, on the size, on the basis of size and localization and the market capturing, you divide these mandis, right? So, A-class mandis would be large enough, okay? B-class mandis would be smaller in comparison to the A-class mandis, and they will be catering to the local requirements more, local areas. This is the news, okay? And this is coming from MP. They want to extend it to 41 additional such B-class mandis, okay? Providing them integration on this online platform. Then you have Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath along with the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has inaugurated Atal Yuva Mahakumbh in Lucknow. Atal Yuva Mahakumbh in Lucknow has been inaugurated. What is this Atal Yuva Mahakumbh? See, recently we have seen they have unveiled coins, commemorative coins, yesterday's class, right? So this is to commemorate the 100th birth anniversary of the former Prime Minister Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee, right? 100th birth anniversary. Commemorative coins have also been issued. This is the thing. In the international news, you have European Union rules requiring that all new smartphones, tablets, cameras, they have to use same charger which came into force from 28th December is there, right? So manufacturers, they are now obliged to fit devices sold in the 27 nation bloc which have common standard for charging electronic tools. See, if someone of you has iPhone, right? So what is the issue is you cannot use the same charger with all the gadgets, right? So a lot of devices nowadays, electronic devices are there which create it like that. The charging port and the type of charger like C-type, B-type, whatever it is, types of chargers are like you have to purchase the separate one. So EU has, made this process very easy. European Union says now you have to use same charging. You have to produce it like this, that the same C-type charger comes into force for all such electronic gadgets. This is to streamline the process, and I hope India also learns from this, right? Because we are a huge market and this is something which is cost to the household. Agree or not? right? So this is the news coming from EU, nothing else. Then you have China has approved the construction of world's largest dam. More details are not out yet, but the thing is China is constructing world's largest dam on which of the rivers? On the Brahmaputra river in the Tibet, close to the Indian border. In Tibet, they are constructing this very close to the Indian border, so it is going to be strategically important as well, right? Going to be strategically important, and they will be constructing this hydropower project in lower reaches of the Yarlung Zangbo river. Brahmaputra only is known in these areas as Yarlung Zangbo, right? Or Sangpo river in the Tibet region, Chinese region. So these are associated rivers in the Tibetan name of Brahmaputra, as I told you. Yarlung Zangbo river, the Tibetan name of the Brahmaputra river. So this is going to be strategically important, and to address such trans-border river issues, remember China and India, they have established an expert level mechanism in 2006 to deal with this river based issues, etc. Okay. But this is not only coming from China, so India is also building a hydropower dam on the Brahmaputra river in the state of Arunachal Pradesh. So these things, they keep on going. You just remember the largest river is being constructed, largest dam is being constructed. Then next is in the international news, Russia has declared a federal level emergency. Why? Following a massive... Yes, Shreya, now onwards you will have current affairs at 9:30 a.m. sharp. Okay, I told you in the initial portion of the class as well. So 9:30 onwards classes will be started. Today onwards 9:30 a.m. is the time. So Russia has declared this emergency. Why? Following a massive oil spill. So there is an oil spill. Oil spill आपने देखा होगा when a lot of say a big vessel containing oil spill is there out of any manufacturing unit in the aquatic system, in the ocean or river, it harms the aquatic life. So oil spill along the Black Sea coast, it has been there. A lot of environmental damage it causes. Okay, so a lot of environmental damage is there. That's why it has flagged some emergency. Remember. Now talking about MOUs and mergers. So Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, DPIIT has signed an MOU with the private company Boat. Boat you all know, right? The Aman Gupta company Boat, they have signed MOU to help startups in D2C infrastructure domains. So with Boat, they have signed this MOU to help startups grow, understand the models, train them, provide them assistance, provide them guidelines, guidance, etc. Then you have Acumes Group. Acumes Group has signed 200 million euro deal for European market expansion. Okay, so the Acumes Group has entered into a 200 million euro partnership with the global pharmaceutical major to manufacture and supply a range of pharmaceutical formulations for the European market. They will be supplying these pharmaceutical formulations and medicines to the European market. Whether you should watch the current affairs video or read the content, see, the pros and cons will be to all of you. When you watch the current affairs video, it is definitely more helpful. Why? First reason, we not only discuss the news here, I tell you every concept which is there in the PDF, isn't it? So it is going to help you boosting your financial and economic glossary. You will be able to understand the news. You don't only have to cram up the facts. In phase 1, you will qualify with the help of facts, but then you have to qualify the interview level. You have to understand what is happening. So the conceptual clarity, the analysis which I am providing with each and every news is something which you will miss if you skip the classes. And then after that class, you just revise the PDF immediately so that comprehension would be more concrete. This is what I can suggest. Okay. Now, this is the Acumes Group deal, remember, for the pharmaceutical supply in the European market. Then you have NTPC Limited. NTPC Limited has signed a strategic pact with the US-based Clean Core Thorium Energy. Clean Core Thorium Energy, just for, exploring the development and deployment of nuclear energy for enriched life. So, this is called as ANIL. So who is ANIL? ANIL is not a person. ANIL stands for Advanced Nuclear Energy for Enriched Life. We are trying to explore nuclear energy, you all know that. And thorium is a very important raw material into it, right? So remember this. Then we have JSW Neo Energy acquired a 4,696 megawatt renewable energy platform from O2 Power. This much is relevant. Just remember this. Nothing more in this thing. Next, Ultratech Cement has approved acquiring around 8.69% of the stake in the Star Cement. So it will be acquiring this much stake in the Star Cement. Then All India Council for Technical Education, your AICTE. AICTE in collaboration with your NQM, National Quantum Mission, under the Department of Science and Technology, has launched a UG minor program in quantum technologies. Now see, National Quantum Mission, we have a dedicated mission to empower the students, the youth with the quantum techniques, because quantum technology is the future, right? So we have started this, in this collaboration they have started UG minor program in quantum technologies. They want to prepare India's students with the cutting edge quantum technology and techniques. This was it for MOUs and mergers. Moving on to Science Tech and Defense section. Science Tech mein we have NVIDIA. NVIDIA has unveiled its most affordable generative AI supercomputer. So generative AI supercomputer, but affordable, has been unveiled. What is the name? Name is Justin Oren Nano Super Developer Kit. Justin Oren Nano Super Developer Kit. Okay, remember this. Coming from NVIDIA. It will be currently available for students, enthusiasts, developers across the world. Okay, you have 8 GB of system on module memory, and graphics chip is based on Ampere architecture. So you have these features as well. Graphics chip is required for designing, etc. Lot of purposes, creative purposes, Coral. So 8 GB capacity will also be there. This is quite good. Then moving on to defense section, remember which edition? 18th edition. Which edition? 18th edition of battalion level joint military exercise Surya Kiran. So you should be remembering this. Surya Kiran is a joint military exercise between India and Nepal. Surya Kiran is a joint military exercise between India and Nepal. Its 18th edition has been started. Up to 13th January it will be held in Sal Jhandi, Nepal. Okay, so 18th edition, remember. Quite famous exercise this is. Then you have Adani Ports and Special Economic Zone Limited has placed an order of 8 Harbour S tugs to be constructed by Cochin Shipyard. Okay, Cochin Shipyards. What are these? These are tugboats basically. Tugboats, which are essential vessels in the ports and harbors. Okay. They assist the bigger ships. Tugboats you have seen, tug kiya jata and they assist in the course of work in the big vessels and the ships. A lot of maneuvers they help, right? So let's discuss the next one. China has launched new amphibious assault ship. China has launched this new amphibious assault ship, which is capable of launching fighter jets. So this is quite a strategic news. Fighter jets it can launch, and it is designed to strengthen Navy's combat ability in the distant seas. China has launched this. So it's going to be assault ship. Okay. Remember. Then moving to reports. So according to a report by the Pantomath Group, this is important, please remember. According to a report by Pantomath Group, India has emerged as a global leader. Also, one more pros and concept we discuss. One more thing, when you go through these classes, you get to know what is more important, right? And when you go through the document, you will be able to select what not to remember and what you have to remember. So classes are indeed helpful, okay? But it would be helpful if you go in synchronization with the classes, revise whatever has been discussed the same day only. So you'll get to know what is relevant, because I tell you, remember this, remember that, don't remember this, right? So important ones will be highlighted. And at the end, we are taking top 5 MCQs that will boost your memory. And some questions might help you in the examination directly, indirectly, whatever. right? So according to Pentomath Group, India has emerged as global leader in the IPOs. Initial public offering में IPO में India has emerged as the global leader, hosting twice as many IPOs as the US and 2.5 times more than the Europe. So India is leader in IPO. Twice as many IPOs as the US is hosting and 2.5 times. So remember this, twice of the US's IPOs and 2.5 times of the European IPOs, right? So India is a leader in IPO according to this report. And it has also predicted 2 trillion plus record breaking IPO fundraising in 2025 coming from India. So this is good. Okay, and India will achieve a record breaking IPO fundraising of over $23.46 billion in 2025. But if you look in total IPO value, US remains leader. So differentiate between these two things. In total number of IPO being offered, India is the leader, but in value terms of all these IPOs, US is the leader. So this is the difference, remember. Followed by India. So next thing, according to your IRDAI annual report, we have been continuously discussing IRDAI annual report since it is out. So some facts have been added regularly. India's insurance companies, they have rejected 11% of the health claims and had 6% pending. Out of the total claims, 11% they have rejected. That shows that might be fraudulent, right? And 6% they are pending as of now. Okay, this is the thing. You can remember this data. Health policy claims, they were disallowed and repudiated by insurers. Okay. Also, the rejection amount was 21,861 crores. And the LIC, life insurance companies, they paid 48,512 crores in the death claims. So you need not remember all these figures. Just remember these two. Rejected 11% and 6%. Even this is not so much important. Okay, you can skip this one. Just understand the news. That shows that fraudulent claims might also be rising. This is the thing. So this is over now. Awards, books and festivals segment. Awards mein we have former Indian cricketer Sachin Tendulkar has been awarded with honorary membership of the prestigious Melbourne Cricket Club in Australia. MCC Club की membership has been awarded to Sachin Tendulkar, okay, in Australia. Remember. Then you have 21st Third Eye Asian Film Festival. 21st Third Eye Asian Film Festival. It is scheduled to take place in Mumbai and Thane from 10th to 16th January 2025. Okay, so this is going to be very important event and a probable area of questions. Remember, number of screened movies 61. Okay, screenings will be there, and in this what you have to remember is opening movie would be Chinese movie The Black Dog. Opening movie would be Chinese movie Black Dog. And Asian Film Culture Award is said to be awarded to Javed Akhtar in this. Remember this fact. Under this event, who will be receiving this Asian Film Culture Award, not the Asian Film Award, Asian Film Culture Award, Javed Akhtar. And then Satyajit Ray Memorial Award will be awarded to Rafiq Baghdadi. Remember these two names. Okay. Now, appointments, conferences and committees, if we talk about appointments, mein, you have Dr. Sandeep Shah appointed as chairperson of the NABL, National Accreditation Board for Testing and Calibration Laboratories. What does this NABL does? NABL is basically the authority to test and to check whether these testing laboratories in India are following the standardized norms or not. Second, Ajay Singh has been appointed for Asian Boxing Body, Chief of Boxing Federation of India, appointed for Asian Boxing Body, Ajay Singh. Then obituaries, important days mein, obituaries mein you have this list. Acharya Kishore Kunal, President of Bihar Religious Board. Then Jimmy Carter, 39th US President. Richard Parsons, first black CEO of Time Warner, and Bapsi Sidhwa, Pakistan-born novelist. So these are the list of persons in obituaries segment. Then if we talk about important days, Puducherry has commemorated Tsunami Victims Day on 20th. Okay, so Puducherry has commemorated this Tsunami Victims Day, Memorial Day of the tsunami victims on 26th December. Okay, just this much is there, not so much important we have in the important days today. Last in this segment, person in news. Person in news में Virat Kohli is in news. Okay, Virat Kohli is in news. Why Virat Kohli is in news? Virat Kohli has been fined, okay, 20% of his match fee by the International Cricket Council (ICC) for a shoulder barge on Sam Constance from Australia on the first day of Boxing Day test at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Okay, so Virat Kohli has been penalized 20% of the match fees for shoulder barging. Shoulder barging means shoulder say you try to push the player right aside. This is the thing. So that's why Virat Kohli is in news. This was person in news category, and this was it for the CA for 27th and 28th December. Now it's time for the top 5 MCQs in the short series. I hope you all will be answering. So let's begin with the short series. First question in front of all of you. The 21st Third Eye Asian Film Festival will take place in Mumbai, okay, under which the Asian Film Culture Award 2024 will be awarded to whom? These are the options. Tell me the correct option quickly. The Asian Film Culture Award will be awarded to whom? Anyone, please? Very good. A is the right option, Javed Akhtar. Okay, A is the correct option, Javed Akhtar. Second question. According to the report by Pentomath Group, India has emerged as a leader, global leader in terms of IPO offerings. Okay, initial public offering. Hosting how many times the IPO of US and how many times the IPO of Europe? Question number 2. How many times IPO of US and how many times the IPO of Europe? If you remember from today's discussion, tell me. Anyone? C. Okay. Twice. Yes. So remember, twice the IPO in US and 2.5 times the IPO in Europe. Yes. So C will be the correct option. Twice and 2.5 times. Question number 3. 2 universities from UK, Queen's University Belfast and Coventry University, have applied to set up their campus in the GIFT City. Accordingly, the norms for foreign universities to be established in GIFT City are important. So tell me, which of the following will not be applicable on such universities like the Queen's University and the Coventry? Which of these norms will not be applicable on them? Not be, remember, will not be applicable. Go through these statements and tell me. Which of these norms will not be applicable on them? Yes, anyone? I hope you have read these statements. Any answers? Which of these norms will not be applicable for such universities want to establish their campus in the GIFT City? So you see, first, GIFT IFSCA registration will be provided for 5 years. That is true. I have told you 5 years ke liye the registration will be there. Second statement says this can be renewed for an additional period of 6 years. Is it 6 years? Tell me. Or 5 years? So renewal of the registration is also available for 5 years only. So this is incorrect. Okay, statement B is incorrect, hence it will not be applicable. Renewal will be again for 5 years, not 6 years. Okay, so B is the right answer here. B is the correct option. Renewal will be for 5 years, not 6 years. Next question, question number 4. According to the Household Consumption Expenditure Survey 23-24, recently released by the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, the monthly per capita expenditure has increased. For this, which statement is correct? Select the correct statement regarding this. Select the correct statement regarding this. Urban consumption is growing faster than the rural consumption. Rural consumption is growing faster than the urban one. Rural and urban consumption are growing in par with each other. Rural consumption is growing slower than the urban consumption, and rural consumption is declining. Which of these statements are correct? So if you remember, I told you in the class that this is a very different trend which India is witnessing. What is the trend? Very good. Question number 4, B, that the rural consumption expenditure is increasing more than the urban consumption expenditure. If you remember the figures, 9% of growth coming from rural areas and 8% of growth coming from urban areas. So B is the correct option. Last question of the short series, which edition of the battalion level joint military exercise Surya Kiran will be held between India and Nepal? Which edition of Surya Kiran is scheduled to be held between India and Nepal? Anyone? Tell me. Which edition? D. Okay. 18th. Very good. So 18th edition. Okay. 18th edition is there. This was it for 27th and 28th December CA. We have discussed the questions as well. I hope the class was useful for you. In this new year, give yourself a commitment that you will be consistent in your life, right? This is what I can suggest. See, resolutions, they are meant to be broken. Every day is not same. Every day comes up with new opportunities, new challenges. What you have to promise is to be consistent in whatever you do, okay? Be consistent. You are reading, be consistent. You are working, be consistent. So this is the thing, and I wish you luck again for the upcoming year. Wishing all of you very, very happy new year. God bless you. Thank you so much for staying in the class. Stay focused and revise all these things. I'll see you all in the next session. Till then, have a great day. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone.